Oosh. In this video, I'll be showing you 3 ways to make coins in FIFA 21. Just before we get into the video, lads, if you do want to buy yourself any FIFA 21 coins, make sure to go to the link in the description and check out Mule Factory. They've got a 24/7 service, they're completely reliable, and if you use the code LE5CHEAP at checkout, you will get yourself a 5% discount. Alright, lads, like I said at the start of this is going to be a video just showing you how to make some easy coins in FIFA 21. In my opinion, these are the best ways to make coins in FIFA 21 right now, where they're not too much effort. Now, don't get me wrong, there are better methods out there, but if you want something that's easy and not really too much effort, these are the ones for you. Just before we go any further though, this is what my team is looking like at the minute. I'm planning to get everything sold on from my transfer list and then get FUT Birthday Chan and Prime Icon Moments Owen. I've been checking his price pretty much all week, and I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know when to buy. I really don't. And to be honest, lads, I think that I'm going to redo a trading to 1 million coin series. If this video gets over, I don't know, 500 likes in the next 48 hours, I'll start a new trading to 1 million coin series. Just let me know if you want to see it. Make sure to comment down below as well. Spam whatever you want just to get the algorithm flowing. And if you're watching this as well, I will be live on YouTube today at 5 o'clock. Now, let's jump into the first method. It's going to be a method which you can do on a bit of a lower budget. It's going to be going over to silver. It's going to be going over to the min price. And what you want to do with the min price is go over here and just leave it as is. Go over to the max price and set it to 9,800, and then what you need to do is go over to a top 5 league. Now, you can use the Premier League to start off with. To be honest, with that min price, you could probably set it to 150, and then what you need to do is then go and scroll over to the 59th minute. And what we're going to be doing here is basically looking at loads of silver cards who have the start price as the absolute default, and just seeing if we can just skim anything off the top of it. There's so many cards from the Premier League you go for a little something. So I thought, you know what, this is a nice little method that you can go and do. I've shown a method similar off to this in the past, but it has actually changed. So you need to scroll all the way over as close to the 59th minute as you can do. You're probably going to get kicked out every now and again. If that is the case, just scroll the tiniest bit slower. But when you get close to the 59th minute, make sure to not skip past the 59th minute, because you need to go over by using your analog stick just like this. Now, with silvers, they don't get bought up straight away, so you're pretty much looking for any deals around the 55th to the 59th minute, and basically we're looking at all the new cards who have been listed onto the transfer market. So what we're going to do is we're going to add cards to our transfer targets, because if we come back in and maybe something glitches out, the card might disappear, and then we need to check whether or not it's a deal. So add to the transfer targets, see if it's an undercut by like 400, 500 coins, and then you can pick them up and hopefully sell them on for a pretty decent price. So got Masonda there at 2.5, not really interested in that. Maybe this Davies could be going for something, 2,500 coins. Next one is 2,000 coins, so there's no deal to be had with that one. So lads, I've just found myself a Gabriel Martinelli, but the good thing with this one is he's got a hunter on him, and the day of me recording this is Tuesday, with silver stars hopefully coming back, or a new one's going to be updated tomorrow. Regardless, it's a nice little undercut, and with that hunter I will be able to get the tiniest bit more on him as well. So all I'm doing here is I'm literally just scrolling through it, and I'm just seeing anything that I can possibly find. Some cards do get bought up pretty quickly, but if you just keep scrolling as slow as you can do, you will be able to find yourself some pretty decent deals. Honestly, I found some really big undercuts on some good cards on here. I've actually just found this shadow rate at 4.4k with a shadow. I'm probably not going to bother with that one, but this Adoy at 1.3k. His next one up is 2,000 coins. I'm going to pick that one up. Move on to the next one. Found a Ruddy here at 4,000 coins, who I know usually does go for a little something because of the Wolves SBC. He's currently going for around 5,000 coins, so I'll pick that one up at 4,000 coins. I'll carry on going. Is there anything else that I can find? Oh, a Robinson at 1.8k. I think that could be a pretty good one. Yeah, I mean, his next one up is 2,000, but I genuinely do think that I could get 2.2 out of him, and that's something else with silvers as well. You can overlist with silvers and sometimes get yourself a nice little sell on, which is very nice.
I wasn't sleeping. I was dreaming about success.
Is there anything else just before we back out of this and take a look at all the deals that we've got? I don't know if there is. Twanzebe here at 2.7k with a shadow on him. His next one up is looking around 3.6k. So to be honest, I'm just going to pick up and hope that I get quite lucky with it. With the shadow on him, he could go for the tiniest bit more. Macy there doesn't really go for anything at the minute. Robinson at 2k. Robinson at 1.7. I'm not going to lie. If I've just picked up that one at 1.8, I literally have to get that one, don't I? 1.4 on this Button goalkeeper. He goes for about 2,000 coins. Not so bad. Jack Butland there at 6,000 coins. His next one up is around 7.5k. I mean, we're not doing so bad. We're not doing so bad. Just considering that we're just flicking through all these prices at the minute, I don't actually think we're doing too bad, and we're still not over the hour mark just yet, so we might be able to get ourselves 1 or 2 more deals, which would be very, very nice. Mengi there at 2.2 with a shadow on him. Definitely pick that one up. And there we go. We're after the hour mark now. So from that little set right there, as you'll be able to see, we've got ourselves loads of different cards here. Got around 9 in total. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to list all of these up. Now with silvers, if they don't sell them first time round, just relist them. They will eventually sell. But there you go. That is the first little method that you can go and use. And let's jump into the next one, the boys.
It's free real estate.
Next little method that we're going to go and use is going to be gold rare and then flicking between chemistry style of shadow and also hunter as well. Now, I have made videos on this before, I really have, and I've sort of talked about just the sniping filter itself. However, there's a different way that you can actually use this now. I mean, with the compare price updated, it is hard to use this. I'm really not going to lie, it is hard to use this. So what you need to do is find the average minimum price of all gold rares with a shadow on them. Now, it looks like it's around 1.7k. Now, the way that I found that average is literally just by going through and just taking a look at, say, all of these right here, seeing how many I can see and how many are going. So there's 2,000 coins and 1.4k. In the middle of that is about 1.7, 1.8. And then once you find yourself a card, what you need to do is add it to your transfer targets and then go and find what that card's going for, just normally without a shadow on it. So we've just found ourselves a Fabian with a shadow on him for about, I think it was about 1.8k, I want to say. Now without a shadow on him, that's what he sells for normally. So basically, with the addition of the shadow, it could actually make him go for the tiniest bit more. Now once you've actually got yourself a deal with this, what I would personally recommend doing is just writing it down and just making sure that you know that player's price. So for example, with that Fabian, he's 1.8k there, but his next one up is at 3.2k. Now you might look at that and think, right, who actually wants this Fabian? But someone somewhere will eventually want this card, especially if you're doing it on an undercut. Now when you're actually listing the card up, just go for a bit of an undercut, but not too much, because what can happen is someone will just undercut you. So you need to keep it relatively high. If it doesn't sell after the first hour, just relist it again. And then once you've listed that card up, what you need to do after that is go back over to gold rare, go over to your price, and then just search up again. Go over to the 59th minute, see if there's anything that you can see. Now we found ourselves a Dumfries at 1.3k, who has actually the cheapest defender with a shadow on them as far as I'm aware at 1.3k. If we take a look at this list, there's no other defenders with that on him. So even at 1.3k, I can still realistically get around 2,000 coins out of him, even though that there isn't really a mega gap between him with a shadow and without a shadow. He's just the cheapest, so I will be able to get that sell on. And what you need to do basically is just keep coming in and then backing out, coming in, then backing out, and making sure that you change something along the way just to make sure that you can find new cards. Now what you need to do ideally is find whatever card is at that 59th minute. So for example, this Tammy Abraham here, actually that is a deal at 1,000 coins. Tammy Abraham there with a shadow on him at 1,000 coins, and then Nagby is the next one up. You basically get it, it's after the hour, before the hour. And basically you just need to keep listing as many cards up as you possibly can do. Honestly, you can make yourself really nice coins from doing this. In the past, you could use the compare price method, but unfortunately it doesn't actually work as well anymore. And if we go over to the sold as well, Dumfries is just sold on relatively quick, and we've made ourselves a couple hundred coins profit. But the main thing with this is just buying in as much bulk as you can do, buy as many players as you can do, and just go from there basically. As you can see, like, there's not really too much popping up on the market at the minute. It is a Tuesday when I'm recording this, but I'm just looking between those two players between the 59th and over the hour. Anything there could potentially be a deal, and with the compare price update, no one's really doing this much, and you can actually get yourself a really good deal. So that's going to be the next little method, the boys. Alright, let's move into the last method. It's going to be sort of similar to the second method, but basically it's going to be trading with individual players. Now these players you need to trade with based on players who benefit from a pace boost, so a shadow or a hunter chem style applied to it, or a position modifier. Say for example, a player who may want to be put into a different position just to get chemistry. So I'll just give you a player straight off the bat. Literally the easiest player to do this with is Fred, in my opinion, my mate Fred. So what you're going to do straight off the bat is you're going to find the average minimum price of the card that you are going to trade with. So the average minimum on Fred at the minute is around 5,000 coins. Now the way that I've worked that out is because I'm looking at all of the buy now prices at the bottom, and basically what you need to do after that is you need to start to do some sniping. Now normally you would think that sniping would just be put this down to 4.7k and just snipe like this. Now you can do it like this, but the main thing that I've found with this is you get bots, you get competition from other people. It's just not worth it in my opinion. I think you can make more profit just by sniping at the average minimum price. Now back in the day what you could do was compare price back out. Unfortunately you can't do that anymore. So what you need to do is you still need to get the 1 card over the hour mark just to make sure that the market refreshes every time that you come in. And what you need to do then is when you search up, actually there's a deal there. Hello? I'm going to buy that at 5,000 coins and try and flip it on. As I was saying though, when you search up on the market, basically what you're looking for is cards who are in a position change or who have a chem style applied onto them, because it can actually increase the value. So we need the 1 card over the hour mark, so we're going to go to 5.1k. So we've got one there, and basically what you need to do now is basically just set the max price to whatever it may be and just search up on the market. Now when you see a card who's got a hunter on it, shadow on it, or he's got a position change on it, or both of them, that can increase the card's value. Now the reason why I picked up that striker, and even though he'd been up for half an hour, is because it is actually a good deal. So go over here, go over to Fred, and we're just going to take a look, see what he's going for with a striker on him. As you can see, with a striker on him, he's going for around 10,000 coins. Now I've got mine with a weird-ish chem style on it, but I do have chem styles in my club. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to jump over here, I'm going to go over to my unassigned pile, and I'm just going to chuck him into my club just so I can put a better chem style on that card. So I'm going to go over here, go over to the squad, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change it to a hunter. So I'm just going to get rid of the Zola here, and then we're going to go over to sort it by newest, and then we go over to Fred, and we're going to just chuck a hunter on him just to make sure that he sells that bit quicker. Now he could still sell with that chem style on him, don't get me wrong, he definitely could, but I think with a hunter on him, he's probably more likely to sell on. So the cheapest on the market was around 9,000 coins. So what I'm going to do in mine is I'm just going to list it up at maybe, you know what, I'm going to go for 7.5k just to cover the cost of the hunter ever so slightly. Now I already have the hunter in my club, so it doesn't really cost me anything, but we're going to try and ensure that that card does actually sell on, and that's the main way that you can use that method. Again, it's not as good as it used to be with the compare price and stuff like that, but it's still a decent alternative. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run through for maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes, just see how many of these that I can pick up. If I get one, I get one. I don't really mind too much, but at least it's a deal. So just give me 5 minutes, the boys, and I will be back in a little sec. All right, lads, so I've just managed to get myself a deal. I've managed to get a Fred in a center mid position with an engine on him as well, which is pretty decent. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump over to the transfer market. Must have took me honestly maybe like about a minute, something like that. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go over to center mid. I'm going to go over to engine, and I'm just going to check how much he goes for with an engine and in the center mid position. So let's just take a look. The only one on the market is 7.6k, and I've got one as a gold rare. So what I'm going to do in mine is I'm just going to list it up for 7,000 coins and hope that he does sell on. Now with these, similar to silvers, if they don't sell on first time, no stress, like honestly do not worry about it. You can keep relisting them and potentially relist overnight, and they will eventually sell on. But we have managed to get all of our transfer list pretty full. Now if you want to see if these cards sell on or not, by all means please do come over to the streams later on, but I think that's where I'm going to be wrapping this video up. I think we've been through a good few ways to make some coins at the minute. I genuinely do think that these are the best ways to make coins right now on a relatively low budget. I know that I've done some higher budget stuff recently and maybe some confusing stuff, so I thought try this out. I mean, hopefully it does work out for you. But lads, it's 26. Lewis, if you've enjoyed this video, drop a like on it, comment down below if you need help with anything, subscribe if you're new. But this is 26, Lewis, and I am off. Goodbye.